but you have to know what you're doing. First off, let's look at the low power here. What's all this from here to here? It's the mucosa. And then down here is the submucosa, and we're not going to go below that. In the colon, what's colon a synonym for? Large intestine. Look how shallow these indentations are. If that was a stomach, what would we call that indentation? A gastric pit or a foveolus. What do we call it in the colon? Nothing. But we could ask the tissue. If I said name the tissue right here, again, in all of these, non-ciliated, simple columnar epithelium. What are these called? Just like in the small intestine, these are called intestinal glands. And what's this in here? Lamina propria. And I think on this slide I might have said you have to know connective tissue in there. Be able to recognize the three tissues and because non-ciliated, numerous gallows, lamina propria, smooth muscular, be able to recognize lymphatic cortex. No, you didn't have to do the. You didn't have to know that this was connective tissue, but you definitely had to know this one. Name the tissue here and the layer or sublayer. What is that? Smooth muscles of tissue. What's that layer called or sublayer? Muscularis mucosa, right there. And this is the submucosa. The power I'll test at is right here. They're right here. This is smooth muscle, and it's in a little sublayer called the muscularis mucosa. Here's lamina propria. Here's submucosa. Here's an intestinal gland right here. And the last thing, by the way, that's a line, but I wouldn't test it with non-ciliated simple columnar epithelium. The last thing I want to show you on this slide, it's very interesting, is the oh no, it wasn't this slide, it was the ileums.